Good morning, guys. We're on the job here and we have to replace the anode rod. The one that is in the water heater right now is being eaten away very quickly. It's only been installed since February, so I'm told, and we pulled it out the other day and it is pretty well eaten up. There's a decent amount of it left, but we're going to take the manufacturer one out and put a true zinc anode in and see if that fares any better. Hopefully it does, but let's get into it. All right, so we'll pull that off. We did have to hollow the insulation out to get down to it. We did that the other day, so let us shut the cold water off and bleed some pressure off of this. Alright, so we'll come out to the garage. Luckily it's labeled at the water heater that we are circuit 2 and circuit 4. So before we drain that out, just to be on the safe side, we shouldn't be down by the element, but just to be safe, we'll shut the power off. Alright, so the drain is open. This is an inch and an eighth. Now, because I had it out, I can do it with the 1/2 inch. Typically when you pull these out the first time, they're pretty socked in there from the manufacturer, so you really have to use a 3/4 inch ratchet. Once that vacuum is broken, I have the hot water shut off now, so hopefully it will drain out into the bucket and not out the top of the tank here. So we're out a little bit here, and we are filling up our bucket here now, so we'll let it go just a little bit longer, then shut that drain off. I just want to drain it out enough so that the level in the tank is lower than that anode rod, and we drain these, or at least give the water in the pipes here a place to go, and that way it's not bubbling up out of there when we pull that anode rod. I am going to shut that off. I think we should be good down there. And then comes the trick of trying to pull this sucker out. Got it. All right. Pull my old T-tape off. But as you can see, yeah, there's a little bit of meat left. But that bottom's wearing out pretty quick. And it's a lot of pitting. You know, considering it starts off about this thick up here since February and it's now November, this thing is being chewed away very quickly. So what I will do is measure up the new one, get it cut, and put it in here. Alright, I don't know if you're in frame or not, but this is the new one. This is the old one. So obviously there's a lot more anode to this because it's kind of a universal one for all the heater sizes. This one's been probably eaten up a little bit, and it's definitely not the length of the tank, so I might actually cut this just a little bit longer. I'm going to go measure inside real quick and see what we can't do here for this one. Alright, so from the top of the shell to where the anode sits is about 3 inches. And then we want to be above the drain just a little bit. So we'll measure 3 inches down, which brings us to right about here. So if we want the end of this rod to be down here, give them as much as we can, really. We're looking at 29 inches. So 29, we'll end up cutting it right in about this area, just like that. Okay, so we'll go to 29, and we'll give it a 1/2 inch for the threads. So we'll do 29.5. Mark it right there. Mark it a little bit better for myself. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I believe manufacturers put in a magnesium-based anode, whereas this one that I'm going to be putting in is a true zinc anode. So we'll cut it off there, and then we'll go tape, dope, and put this new anode in, and hopefully it will last a little bit longer. Alright, so we got our mark here, new blade. Have it. Okay, so we have our new anode here. We'll take our tape, flip this around, and wrap our tape around it. Just like so. And for extra measure, put a little bit of dope on it. It's getting cold out. This stuff is getting stiff. It's also a little bit older, so some of that alcohol in it is worn away. Evaporated away, I should say. Doesn't really wear. Ooh, globbing it on here. Oh well. Okay. Now we will drop it down.
You guys need a bottle of water, there's plenty of them in the refrigerator.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
There's also a few sodas in there if you want one.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I'm not supposed to drink soda all of a sudden anymore.
Oh no, you're not allowed. Sock that down pretty good there, just like so.
Do you think I should go get that wood for upstairs now and throw some down up there, or is it okay if you just leave the flange up there or whatever?
For right now, it's probably fine. You know, you'll just have to, I don't know how you're going to cut the ply, if you're going to do a single sheet there and jigsaw it open or whatever.
I'm try to do something like that, make it go all the way across.
Yeah.
Fit some, I'm going to have to get like 3 sheets.
Yeah, to make it all work.
So tomorrow's okay?
Yeah, tomorrow's fine. I'll just leave that flange up there for you.
Yep.
If you want, I could even just leave it loose up there for you. So if you want to use it as like a template,
Yeah, that'd be fine.
and then you know when I come back or whatever, we can screw it into the floor. That's not a big deal.
So if my floor is about that height, or it might be even a little lower, I just measured it and it's like it could be a little bit under there, that's still okay?
Yeah, it should be.
You'd be able to work with it?
That 1/4 inch, yeah, shouldn't make too much of a difference, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll turn the water on. Pressurize the tank. We'll look down inside the well here to see if we've got any leaks down there. And I don't see any. So we'll turn the no leaks down there, so we'll turn the hot on. It will run through the faucet, bleed any air out, and then we can turn the power back on. See that slug of air?
Should I shut this off?
No, sir. If you were listening to what I was saying to the video, you would know. As you can see, that air is coming through. Now it seems to be pretty much through. We got hot water coming through again, so we can shut that off. Alright, new anode is in. There are no leaks down the well. The air has been bled out of the tank. So we'll put this cap back on that indicates anode. Just like so. And let's go turn the power back on. Okay, we're all set. It's time to turn the power back on. So we will hit that breaker again. 2 and 4. Water heater should be on. Alright, and with that, the anode is in, the water heater is back on. We just have to disconnect the hose, and we're good to go. I can give you, well, actually, I don't feel like filling the pan up with water, so we'll stick a little towel under there. Get this bucket out of here. You can take this. And we'll disconnect this. Oh, there's not a whole lot of water in there. There it is. It's all sitting down in the hose. Stick that to the side, pull this out, and we should be good to go. All right, everybody, that'll do it. That anode went in pretty easily. Anodes are pretty simple. The hardest part is usually getting to the anode, digging out all that insulation, especially on the newer water heaters. But I think it went pretty well. Hopefully that new zinc one will last a little bit longer than the magnesium one, and hopefully I was able to give them a few more inches of anode so that it will last longer before it totally dissolves away and starts attacking that tank. But with that, anodes are pretty easy to do. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please remember to leave a like down below. That really helps the video out, helps the channel out in general. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. That also really helps out. I do appreciate that. And I want to thank you for sharing this with anyone you might think would be interested in this kind of content. So with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Come on, work, buddy.